So talking about food, let's switch it over to more like appliances or like what would you say would be the one appliance in your kitchen? Because I've seen like all the amazing sweet dishes that you make. Like, what would you say is your go-to appliance? If you didn't have that appliance, you'd be like, I can't make this anymore.
Yeah, so it'd be really easy to say Vitamix. I definitely use that a lot. It would be really easy to say food processor, although actually I didn't have a food processor until recently in my apartment. I only had one when I went home. And so I used to like whenever I make like Larabar type things, I would grind up the dates in the blender, grind up the oats or whatever in the blender, and then mix it all together in a bowl because if you try to do it all in the Vitamix, like I kept I kept overheating it. So that was kind of a pain. So I do have a food processor now, and that's definitely big for me. But I think my one thing that I would have to say for my ultimate kitchen tool is honestly just my hands because I'm the kind of person that like I don't want to wash a ton of dishes after I'm done making something. So I rarely use like a mixing spoon or anything like that. Like I just get in there with my hands on almost everything I make. And I'm the only one eating anyway, so who really cares? But yes, that would be probably I know it sounds kind of maybe a little cliche, but that's probably the one thing I use the most, for sure.
That is awesome. That is so awesome because I hate washing the dishes afterwards. I think I'm definitely gonna start using my hands a little more in the kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, it looks a little barbaric maybe, but I don't know. It saves me time.
As long as it tastes good, right? Like, who cares?
Exactly. And then whenever I'm making videos, though, I have to like remember to actually use a spoon. I try, anyways.
Nice. That's all. I'm gonna have to remember that. Cut down on some of my dishes. I think will be make cleanup a lot better.
Yeah. So I know like you do videos and you do recipes and you do all kinds of stuff, but like, what's your favorite part? What's like your, or even maybe it's not even related to your blog or veganism. What's like your, just what makes you really happy and your bliss and like the time just flies by, like hobby or whatever.
Honestly, it's just in the kitchen with no time constraints. And when you're posting food pictures and you're doing your vlog, you got to get you're taking pictures of the ingredients and the camera and everything, and that it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work. But when you're just creating something and you're kind of testing it for the first time, that is just such a rewarding experience. It's very relaxing, and it's like you make something that's like, oh, I shouldn't put that ingredient in there. So you try it again, and to me, that's just like this just world where it's like it's just me and the food in the kitchen. There's just something very calming about that, and I think you're isolated from your phone, the TV, the computer, the social media. Everything's gone, and it's just you like working with your hands, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And then just in the kitchen with the food. There's something about that is just so calming, and I love being in that environment. And then kind of along with that is sharing that food with others. Like I think there's nothing that is more rewarding in a way of where you make somebody a meal or you make somebody some food and then you give it to them and they're just like, I can't believe I can't believe it's vegan. It tastes so good. It's like there's something very rewarding about pleasing others with food.
So true.
And I think that is probably just the ultimate. It's just when you're able to create something that people enjoy, I think that just puts things on a whole another level for me. So I would have to say just those two experiences, which kind of go together, would definitely be something where I'm in like that pure bliss state of just total relaxation and just having fun.
I heard someone say one time, like I don't remember who, that was like making the food is really only half of it. It's like sharing it and like seeing other people be happy about it. That's like way more rewarding sometimes than actually like the recipe and that sort of stuff. And I think it's so true. And I think that's why it's so fun to share online too, and like talk to people about it. And I don't know.
Oh, definitely. It's like when we did our first swap, and you made the falafels and I made the cupcakes. I mean, oh God, like it was so cool to like have those cupcakes and then be able to call you and be like, these are insane.
I felt the same way, yeah.
And then when somebody else makes your recipe and you're just like, wow. There's just like I think that's like the ultimate when somebody makes a recipe that you posted and comments back on how good it was, it's like that definitely is like some like probably more of an ego trip maybe, I don't know, but just like the satisfaction that somebody else enjoyed something you created.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think that's pretty rewarding. I think a lot of us feel that in this industry, so I think that's why we're all doing this. You know, we have this immense passion for what we're doing, and I think that's why these little experiences are just so rewarding and just give us so much pleasure.
Definitely.
So what, kind of based on those lines, what do you find yourself using all the time ingredient-wise? Like, do you see, like, is there like I know we talked about a go-to dish, but do you have like a go-to ingredient that you're like, I'm going to use this, or that you find yourself using in a lot of your desserts and your recipes?
Yeah, it's almost gotten to like be ridiculous lately. Dates. I go through so many dates. It's not even funny. I seriously buy like 3 packs at a time. I just like cannot keep them in stock. And I also use them in my own, like when I make my own, like I make my own granola bars a lot, and so I use a ton of them there. And I don't even post those. I just eat those. And so yeah, I use so many dates. It's not even funny. And I wish they were cheaper, but they're not. But yeah, other than that. Bananas are probably a big one. They're another go-to kind of fruit for recipes. But dates are just like, there's nothing quite like them because they just, I don't know, they can get so creamy and they're so sweet, and like it's just so easy to make things without any refined sugar when you use dates, which I really have kind of gotten more towards using less and less refined sugar. And when I do use it, I use coconut sugar. Or I haven't tried date sugar yet, but I kind of want to. And then you can also make, like, creamy frostings out of them, and you can make pie fillings out of them. I mean, they're just so versatile. It's crazy. Although, actually, it's kind of funny, and it's probably a good thing. I don't actually like eating dates on their own. Like, they kind of gross me out, the texture. I cannot eat them. For a while, I didn't even like dates at all, like, even in things. And so it's taken a while for me to get there, and now I'm, like, obsessed with them. But I don't eat them by themselves at all, and I think that that's good because I would go through them even faster.
Yeah, there's a lady at the farmer's market, and all she has are dates. And she has, like, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15 different types of dates.
Yeah.
And I'm always picking up, a pound or 1 pound, depending on how much cooking I made the previous week, and just loading up on these dates. And they're so fresh and creamy, and it's just like, she has this one date, I think it's called the Rubtov or something like that. I can't remember the exact name, but they actually pick it before it's dried.
Oh, cool.
And it's plump, and it's so moist in your mouth. It's incredible.
I haven't tried many of the different like varieties. I have to order them, I guess. I don't ever really like see them around here. So I usually just get Majoles. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to try the different ones now that I actually like dates more.
Yeah, Majoles is definitely my go-to.
Yeah, that would be really cool. So, okay, last question for you, and it's kind of a looking forward question. If in your dream world, in 1 year, where would Healthy Vegan Guy be?
Wow, in my dream world, Healthy Vegan Guy, I would have this restaurant where I wouldn't even have to charge people, and people could just come and pick like fresh herbs and vegetables, and like just sit there and not even have classes, but just have like friends over or people well known in the industry, and just create recipes as like one big group.
That would be awesome.
Like, I think that, and then just to be able to introduce new people into this, and just welcome people that aren't vegan or have no idea what's going on into this world, and be able to share this with them. Like, that would be like my ultimate dream. There's no price on it, so anybody can come, and there's people there just creating food 24 hours a day. Who knows? Just 24-hour vegan restaurant.
I will be there. That sounds awesome. Talk about sharing food. Like, that'd be so rewarding.
Yeah, and you're just in good company. Everybody's just in a positive atmosphere, spreading love everywhere. So
yes.
I think that'd be good. But speaking of, you would be there. My last question to you is, and I know there's so much so many vegan restaurant and vegan options here in California, and I know there's hot spots in Portland and Austin, but when do you come into California? Because I don't know what it's like in Florida. You need to share, like, is there a lot of vegan restaurants there? And you really need to come out to California, I think, and experience this.
Florida? No. Okay, Florida has, in my city that I live in, and given I'm in like north central Florida, so if you go to South Florida, there is more stuff like I've heard. I've never really been down very far, but no, there's like 3 vegan restaurants maybe around me. That's it. It's pretty sad, and the number of actual vegans is pretty low. I think you're a little too close to like the South and like Alabama and those sort of states, which are not vegan at all. No offense to those states at all. So yes, as soon as I have lots of money and have my own income and can, actually afford to have my own house or place to live in California, I will be there.
Awesome. Well, Florida welcomes you. I mean, California welcomes you.
Yeah. I like Florida, but not very vegan.
Yeah, I'd have to say I'm probably a little spoiled out here in California just with the amount of options we have. And we just had a vegan cheese shop open in LA.
That is awesome.
Just incredible. There's so much happening, and you definitely see the movement as things are picking up and more people are discovering just even plant-based diets, rather than, even if they're not vegan, they're just discovering a lot of the health benefits of the food. And, any step that we can do as people, even if they're not vegan now, but maybe introducing them to plant-based foods gets them on that journey. I think it's so beneficial to everyone, and especially us that we're trying to educate and tell people about all these great things out there. So I think I'm a little spoiled in California with all this stuff, but I'm definitely not complaining about it.
Yeah, I think the restaurants, that's kind of a small part of it, really. I think just being around those kind of people and people that are more into that sort of thing is really what I, crave, and the reason I kind of wanted to go over there. I know my sister recently, she's at school in Eugene, Oregon, and so, it's the first time anyone in my family has really lived on the West Coast, and she just loves it. I don't know if she's ever coming back. She just loves it. She says the people are just so different and so neat, and she just, I don't know. So yeah, that's made me even want to move out there even more, but more for more for the people and the vibe and the energy and I don't know, not even so much for the actual restaurants and the stores, but yeah, it would be really cool.
There's definitely not even but there's so many events going on, and
yeah, that's cool.
People get together all the time for vegan events and vegan meetups, and it's so cool to be able to spend time with like-minded people. And not being asked, where do you get your protein from, or are you sure you don't want some meat, or are you sure you don't want that? You're just that to me is just is pretty cool. And even the restaurants that are here, a lot of times there's just this relaxing environment about them. A lot of times they'll be open air. They'll have roll-up doors. I went to a restaurant called The Springs here in LA this week. And it was just such, the vibe in that place was just so chill. It was so nice, very relaxing and calming. So you definitely see that more and more popping up too.
Yeah, I think my parents always say, oh, you just need to, rather than going where everyone else is already vegan, you need to just bring it to this side of the U.S. But I get their message, and I think we do need to spread it everywhere. But at the same time, like you said, being around like-minded people would just be really cool.
Yeah, well, I think they have a good point too. Just just educating people around certain areas where they're not used to hearing vegan, or they think oh, it's a bunch of hippies or something like that.
Yeah.
I think there is a benefit to that too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Well, this was very fun, and I learned a lot about you, and I hope that other people learned something.
Oh, likewise. It was great to hear some about your story and share with others. And if anybody watching, just leave a comment. Let us know what you thought. I know all our social media links will be in the bottom in the comments below, so you could follow each one of us and see more about what we're doing and the food we're making and the stories and the education and everything.
And stay tuned for more upcoming Saturday Swap collaborations.
Definitely.
All right. Well, this was fun. Thanks, Vince.
All right, thanks, Natalie. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.